Hi, I'm Marnie Kennedy. I play Taylor Fry. Welcome to Behind the Scenes of Mortified.
When I look back over my life so far, I realise I've probably always been embarrassed by my family. Even as a baby, things weren't quite right.
Fascinating. I've never seen this before. She seems to be doing this.
Mortified's all about Taylor Fry, who is always embarrassed about her surroundings, her family.
Follows her through the last year of primary school and into her first year at high school.
Growing up and going through early pubescence, early adolescence, is absolutely mortified at the behaviour of her parents and behaviour of those close to her. Her grumpy, sometimes foul, gorgeous sister, Layla.
I don't want to be a bridesmaid.
You are going to be a bridesmaid.
But bridesmaids are losers.
I'll be the bridesmaid.
I rest my case.
Her hippie mum, who each week is into something new.
Mum,
Taylor, darling,
what are you doing?
glorifying the female form.
Can't you do it with clothes on?
And Don is the underpant king of Sunburn Beach. He runs an underpants store.
And who said the bottom's falling out of underpants, eh?
Good one, Don. And that in itself is enough to mortify young Taylor.
The whole concept of Mortified, what really appealed to me was that it was purely through our lead character's eyes, Taylor Fry, who's our 11-year-old hero, for want of a better word. She feels awkward, inadequate, scared of the world, mortified by her parents. What will her sister do to her? There's all these terrible things that are about to happen, and through her eyes, we see the whole world in a strange way. Things will come alive.
She has a very creative imagination. She goes on in and out of fantasies, which includes talking to her shoes.
So, we're lost, are we?
Talking to her teddy bears, going to outer space.
Taylor Fry, are you prepared to leave Earth forever?
I am.
The other parts that were really made it interesting and special were all her friends at school.
Do I have a booger?
Hector's Taylor's best friend, and he always kind of helps Taylor out.
What are you doing here? Well, I couldn't let you go to outer space on your own. It's kind of like a buddy system.
Because he has a crush on Taylor, he just kind of helps her along whatever she's going through, and he's just always there for her.
Brittany, she's for me. She loves her school down by the sea.
I play Brittany Floon, and she is, at the beginning of the series, she is very posh, and she's really into herself, and she's quite stuck up.
Perfect teeth, perfect nose, perfect eyes.
Perfect everything. She's just perfect life. And at times, Taylor wishes she had that.
But as the series goes on, she gets much more open, and she becomes better friends with Taylor Fry.
Can you hear me?
No.
My character's name is Leon. He's the cool, laid-back kid, and he's the crush kind of the class.
Leon is a great character because he's cool, he's sporting, he is the hero. All the boys look up to him, all the girls desire him. He is the jock.
He's heaps of fun to play because, you don't have to be dorky or anything, and you get to act with the girls after you, and you get to act all cool and be a troublemaker and throw paper at people.
I saw that, Leon.
Whenever you do a show, the most important thing, it's written, and it's written very well, and you get a few laughs as you read it. It's the actors that make it come alive.
I've been acting for about 4 years, and this is the first big role I've had.
It's very, very important. The casting of the characters is really important, and this was done Australia-wide.
I just remember the one thing, just freaking out in the audition. I didn't think twice about the audition. I went, it's another audition, I'm not going to get it. But for some reason I got in there and I said, wow, I really like this character. And I just really felt comfortable with her. So I just did what I could in the audition and got a call back. About 2 weeks later, they called back and they said, can you come down to the Gold Coast for a workshop?
There was about 10 or 11 kids that came up to Queensland, and we sat in the room and they read the roles, and we put one with another and see how they went in the characters, see how they reacted to each other, and see if there's anything magic happened about it.
And it was just down to about two Hectors, 2 Taylors, 2 Brittnys, 2 Leons. And I felt very intimidated from everyone else because they were very good actresses and actors.
When Marnie walked in and she stood next to Nick, and they were like the opposite to what we wanted. We thought that Taylor should be dark and mysterious and not really pretty, but just be interesting. And Hector was the guy with the glasses, the nerdy character that we thought, and he should be blonde and fair and really be in non-sport here, the typical nerd. Well, the kids that we got were, there's Marnie, she's shorter than everyone, she's blonde, she looks younger than really what we want, but she's perfect. She makes Taylor come alive. And there's Hector, who looks more sporting, he's dark, and he's a bit of a smart ass. Together, they were like perfect.
And I got the call, and wow, that was the best feeling. My mum, my sister, and my nan all came in my classroom, and Mum came in, she goes, guess what, you got the part, and everyone started cheering and screaming. I started crying, but that was an awesome experience, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Whenever you start on the show, it's really important that you decide the look, the energy of it, the whole feel of the show, what it's going to be about. Now, this one, I felt very strongly that it was, we needed to keep it the humour, in a strong element needed to be the humour. Visually, it needed to be, it was all about surfing and the beach, so it needed to be sunny without being too colourful, because then it becomes a bit just about colour and not about anything deeper. If you notice it, there's not too many bright coloured shirts or anything in it, or too many bright coloured flowers. We just kept that subdued with the kids' clothing, because the beaches are so bright and yellow and blue skies that if you make the clothes that colour as well, that it would just be a bit too bright, we thought.
I've done a lot of great work with the costume department. They've come up with lots of great outfits and things like that, and everyone's always complimenting on them and saying they've done a great job. And same with makeup, they do amazing jobs on some of the stuff they have to do.
I'm Georgina Greenhill and I'm the production designer on Mortified. I'm responsible for the overall look of things. In fact, the art department provides absolutely everything in front of the camera except those things that talk. We dress the locations, we put the right furniture and ornaments according to the characters. We supply animals, we supply vehicles like Don's van.
Really?
Well, the house was the first choice we made, and that was supposed to be a house near the beach, and not down market exactly, but certainly not a really rich house. And we sort of completely redecorated it. We added a veranda, we did quite a lot in the garden, and we painted it inside. Changing the house took about a month. That was the longest transformation we've made on the show, but obviously it was the most important because it is Taylor's house.
So I get picked up in the morning, normally about 6 o'clock, so I have to get up at about 5:30, which is not easy, as I said before. Well, we get up, get picked up, we come to work, take a bit to wake up, then walk in normally to wardrobe first. This is where we all keep our clothes and get changed. Welcome to wardrobe. Come on in. Hi, Wendy. Hi. This is Wendy. And this is wardrobe. Check out all the clothes.
Come on in.
Look at all the clothes. Oh. Pink pants. Can't go wrong with pink pants. Hats. Lots of different hats. Can't reach up that because I'm too short. Shoes. Lots of different kinds of shoes. Look at all the shoes across here. Get on our costumes, go into makeup, get our hair done, our makeup done, all the pretty stuff that makes us look nice. This is where they make us glamorous. Come on into makeup. Hello.
I haven't got that one at this stage.
This is makeup.
I've got the pink one.
Where we get glamorous. Our chair, as you can see, a demonstration. And then we're on to set.
What was it, Caroline?
Good.
The most surprising thing about the first day was how many people were on set. I thought there was a cameraman, a director, and maybe costume, makeup, and just the basic things, but there's so much more. That was the really thing that amazed me.
There's a whole host of people that work with the director to make the show what we all see. There's a person called the first assistant director, or the AD.
All right, folks, if we could stand by for a full rehearsal, please.
Because the director is talking with the actors and with the cameraman and so forth, and the first assistant director kind of runs the floor or the set. He's going, quiet everyone, about to roll.
Stand by for a take.
Yep.
If we could hold traffic, please. As you can see, we've got quite a big setup here today with the crane. We've scheduled a whole lot of scenes to be run together, so it's my job, I guess, to make sure that that all happens on time. We have the cast here on time, and we finish the day on time.
The DP, director of photography, is very important because they can make it look as bright as you want it, or as moody as you want it. They work with the lights fantastic to get the mood. In most cases, the director knows where he's going to put the camera and talks to the director of photography and thinks, look, the kids are walking towards us, we'll probably start really profile on them and dolly and end up in front of them, so we see that reveal, that policeman behind them. And the director of photography might say, that's great. And we'll just rehearse it that way, lay down the tracks and shoot it. Or he might say, well, why don't we come off the beach? I was thinking if we come off the beach, pick up the kids' feet and then go up them because it's more mysterious. And you might think, well, that's great. And so you work together. There's a man called the gaffer who is the electrician, who is the head of the electric department, who does lights. Usually they've got a beard. That's one thing about gaffers, their beard, and they don't wash very often. The best boy is the gaffer's right-hand man. The gaffer's electrician, and the best boy is his right-hand man. General roustabout in production, I think it means, grip. There's camera grips, and then there's grips that lay tracks for the dolly, so the camera moves smoothly.
The grips are basically responsible for the mounting and moving of cameras. Whenever there's a camera mounted or the camera needs to move, we're responsible for that. So we have dollies, so we have tracks, which we put the dollies on to make the camera move, and we have camera cranes.
Someone tell me what is going on, 'cause I don't understand. There must be somewhere I belong. Some days I want to run and hide. Tell me, are you on my side? Why can't I just be myself? Why,
And cut.
You watch TV and you think, oh yeah, half an hour episode, cool. but it takes a week for 1.5 hours.
When you're actually watching it on TV, it just looks like it's all perfectly filmed and all done in one shot, but there's so many different breakups, and like every single time you do a different angle, the table will be moved and there'll be massive lots of lights in the background that you never see when it's on the TV, and you'd never think that that was going on behind the scenes.
We pick up the script and you go, scene 1, girl walks along the thing, this happens to her, this happens to her. Scene 2, now because that's happened to her, she's now doing this, this and this, and it goes on to the end scene where it's all resolved. When you shoot it, you don't shoot scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4. You might shoot scene 15, scene 1, scene 30, which is the last scene, where they've gone through a whole change and they've got to film, we've got to film the end scene, and the actor's got to realise, oh, I've gone through all that and I'm here. Now I'm at the end. Well, we might shoot that scene on the first day. So the kids, the actors, have to live the whole episode because now we're shooting that scene. So it's really important that they get their heads, and it's the director's job to get their heads in, okay, you are here now. This is what's happened to you, so you would react like this, and this scene will make more sense.
All right, folks, if we could stand by for a full rehearsal, please.
When you start a scene filming, and the director usually rehearses it with the actors as far as moves goes, it explains what the mood of the scene is, where it fits into the script, and the actors mostly know this.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go from everything's cool.
Cool. So which way's camp?
That way.
That way.
Okay, let's work out which way.
Then it's called blocking. We block the actors through the furniture or along the beach or whatever we do.
Nick, to get to this mark here, Marnie, just do your guys, I thought I was lost. Step out again, Luke and Maya, please. And let me show you what you need to do, Nick. So Marnie, come up to the mark. Up you come, guys, I thought if you were lost.
Guys, I thought I was lost.
What the hell do you think you're doing? I thought you were, come around that way, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, final checks. We'll set up for take.
Final check is just before you shoot, if there's any makeup to be checked and wardrobe, that people come in and do final checks on makeup, lipstick, make sure there's no lint on collars that are matching. If you've done one take and your hair was like this, and then we're doing another take, continuity girls come in and make sure the continuity's right, so you can go from one shot to the other. Otherwise, you'd have one shot on my shot here like that, and I'll be looking at you, and the next time I'll be like that. Well, that wouldn't match if you cut them together.
And we're shooting. Turn over.
Turn over, or roll, or turn. That means the sound guys turn first. They roll the machines, and then the camera rolls.
Sound speed.
29:15, take 8.
The sound says rolling or speed, because in the old days, the tapes rolled and they had to get up to speed. Otherwise, everyone would sound like that. So they had to get to speed. So the sound guy goes speed, and then the cameraman goes mark it, which is when the clapper loader goes scene 1, take 1, clap. And that gets sunk up back here when we cut the film and get it all sunk up together. They sync up the clap so they can see visually like that, and then so they sync the sound and the picture together.
28:80, take 1. Action.
Only 2 Ks to go. How about a sprint to the finish? Okay, mate? Only joking. How's it going?
Marvellously. Holding it.
Only 2 Ks to go. How about a sprint to the finish, team? Only joking. How's it going?
Marvellously. How's the foot holding up?
The best thing about being an actor is you really get to express your art to other people. You're able to show emotions and make other people feel in a way that they wouldn't be feeling if they weren't watching TV, basically. Hoping that people can watch the TV show and sort of go, wow, that looks interesting, maybe I could have a job as being an actress. That'd be pretty awesome.
My favourite thing about being an actor is, I guess, getting to play every day. It's kind of fun. It's a pretty cool job, I have to say.
Don Fry, Underpan King.
Don, it's me. Phone's working fine.
The best thing about being an actor is, especially when you have a main role, is you get treated very well. You you get treated like heaps well. Yeah, like you get the best meals ever.
It's just really fun. Plus, you get a lot of money.
Probably one of the best things is when me and Marnie did our own stunts. We had to do a play fight. I had to sort of throw her into a table and we had to crash it down and slide down the end of it.
Ah, scrag fight. The girls' scrag fight. When two sisters fight over the principle of selling things, and Diana's character Layla wants to buy her sister's radio for $5 and have this. They argue over it and they push and they fall over and punch each other's hair and break everything. And we had a lot of fun doing that because they couldn't hurt themselves, but they just really went for it and pulled each other's hair, and they were really like sisters.
We had to do a rehearsal with a stunts coordinator, and we did it at first with a lot of padding and all knee guards and elbow guard, and then we had quite a few rehearsals on set, and there was always a mattress at the end of the table, and we had like pads on under our clothes and stuff so we didn't get hurt. We were very proud that we did that by ourselves and did our own stunts.
One of the fun things working on Mortified, as far as visual effects go, is all the ideas and the visual effects come out of an 11-year-old girl's head.
Because the show is seen through Taylor Fry's eyes, she has crazy imagination. And most times when she imagines things, we see them visually.
Tick tock, Taylor. Tick tock, vote for Brittany's pajama party. Don't worry, Snowy. The Taylor Fry Foundation for Bewildered Pets will give you food and drink, and then we'll find out where you live.
Dog, 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 dog.
Quick, call me that.
Is often a work of the cameraman and the special effects department have to create either something that's tangible. For instance, the dog that we had was a greyhound. He just looked at us. We had to film it and then make its mouth move. Well, they do that in special effects. We film the dog's mouth and then they make it with computers, make it talk and say all the right things.
People think I'm a greyhound, but I was swapped at birth. Really, I'm a schnauzer.
Right.
Majority of visual effects in Mortified have been created via computer graphics as opposed to more traditional methods. Sometimes it's very difficult to do actual visual effects on location. It does require a lot of time to set up shots. It's much more valuable to have the crew filming the raw shots and do the visual effects later on in what we call post-production.
So, we're lost, are we?
Badly.
It's 5,000 hectares, this park.
One particular shot or sequence in Mortified is what we call shoe face, where Taylor is walking around lost in a forest and she sits down on a log, looks down at her boots, and a face comes out of one of the boots and talks back to her.
You know the worst part?
What?
My mum and dad are splitting up.
No, don't cry. I mean it, please. I haven't even been waterproofed yet.
But to physically do that shot, we have to have a face. We have to have an actor that we shoot, that we can combine with an actual shot of a boot later on.
Well, today I've been the talking shoe of the main character. She has a quick word to her shoe, and so that's why my face is painted black and the rest of my body is really pale.
What's on your face?
I think it's just dirt and grease, which is kind of weird, but it does the effect. So yeah, looks kind of cool.
Rolling.
Take two.
So, we're lost, are we? It's 5,000 hectares, this place. I mean it. Please, I haven't even been waterproofed yet.
To get the actor in a profile shot on the boot face, where we're actually looking across the side of the boot with the face coming out, we have to shoot the actor against what we call green screen. And it's literally a screen painted green, or it can be green cloth. The reason we use green as to any other colour is it's, believe it or not, a very uncommon colour in the real world, although we see green trees and green forests and green plants. Green is not found on the human skin. We're very blue and very red in skin, but when we come to compositing, combining these elements together later on in post-production, green is the colour that you can actually key into the easiest. You select the green area of a shot and you basically make it disappear and replace it with a background image, or in this case, we will replace it with the profile shot of the boot.
The best fantasy that Taylor has ever had and the best that I've ever acted out is in one episode, it's called The Chosen One, episode 5, where I have a go at being a Buddhist monk.
Be happy, all of you. Please be happy. Especially you, Leon.
We just couldn't take the entire film crew out and shoot with a Buddhist temple in the background because they're very hard to find here in Australia. So we have to think how we're going to create that later on in post-production. And basically it was, we shot actually almost on a beach, but with a cliff background. So we had a cliff as a standard background. We had to go and purchase a photograph of a Buddhist temple. I photographed clouds in a sky because I wanted a cloudy sky. Also in that shot you will see birds flying around. Those birds are 100% animated. So there are several elements within that shot to make up that one shot. The first part is being the actors on location against a cliff background. The second one is the temple, the photograph of the temple. The clouds, the cloudy sky, which we added into the background. The animated birds and the snow on the cliff you'll see in the background, those little pieces of snow there, that's all been drawn in as well later on. It is possibly 3 or 5 seconds, but it's taken probably a month to get that together.
It's all about making the actors come alive. Everyone works for that. Everyone works to make the characters real and funny and alive. From the DOP, the costumes, everything. That's what we're working for. That's the only thing that's important. And we all work together to make 26 episodes of this, what I think is a fantastic show, and really well written and great fun to do.
So that's how Mortified was made, and that's how all shows are basically made. So I hope you have found it interesting and had it full of fun. So see ya!
Someplace I wanna run and hide. Tell me, are you on my side? Why can't I just be myself? Why, get me out of here. Take me where I can be free. Get me out of here. Anywhere I can be me.
Have I ever told you where babies come from?